In 1997, a dedicated group of concerned people came together with a vision of how to best support children disclosing abuse. In their quest to make this vision a reality, the group researched existing child advocacy center models in the United States.
Back in the beginning of 2000, I had an opportunity to talk to Sergeant Randy Bleach of the Child Abuse Unit, and Randy had indicated to me that he would like to sit down and talk about child advocacy centers.
When I talk about the center, I call it a one-stop shopping, whereas prior to 2008, when we did child abuse cases, the child would be interviewed multiple times in different locations back then. The child had to tell their story several different times. Every time a child tells what happened to them, we're just re-victimizing them. Now, with the center here, the child comes to the center, they're interviewed once on videotape. The videotape serves as the child's testimony and story. If anybody wants to know what the child said, they look at the videotape. They don't re-interview the child.
Convinced of the model's value to Niagara's children, youth, and their families, they set about to raise the necessary funds to purchase and renovate a newly incorporated child advocacy center in Niagara.
We didn't have the background knowledge about how to create a new agency. We didn't have any money, but we had a whole lot of passion and a whole lot of spirit and a whole lot of sort of, yeah, you know what, we're gonna move this forward. We contacted the people that we knew, and the Branscombe Foundation stepped up first. When we received their $75,000 commitment, that said, you know what, we can do this. We can do this.
Searching several areas in Niagara, the committee settled on 8 Forster Street in St. Catharines, purchasing the present-day site from the former Baptist Church congregation. At that time, numerous in-kind gifts were also received, including roofing, paving, electrical, and fundraising application efforts.
We moved it right along and were successful in 2008 to officially open the center and began supporting children here in Niagara.
Early team efforts focused on initiating outreach in schools, the inclusion of a pediatrician, and the addition of a family advocate. In 2014, the center was renamed in honor of Kristen French, a 15-year-old victim of Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka.
It has meant so much. It's certainly an honor. It's a tribute to Kristen's memory. And I'm hoping that the fact that there's a connection there, because the community was so supportive in Kristen's disappearance, that that's going to help the center as well.
Renaming it as the Kristen French Child Advocacy Center Niagara helped shine the light on the center as a place for the healing of trauma, as well as a model of excellence in joint investigation practices.
For me, the renaming of the center gives a message to the community that dealing with child abuse, helping to end child abuse, talking to others where there's concerns about child abuse is everyone's responsibility.
In its first year, the center hosted 50 investigations, a number that has since grown to an average of 1 investigation per day. In 2017, the center hosted 312 cases involving 525 children and youth. At our 10-year anniversary mark, we are proud to have supported 3,000 children, youth, and their families.
The Kristen French Center has a long-standing partnership with the Niagara Regional Police Service. In addition to providing a child-friendly place to conduct forensics interviews, it has helped to expand our network of connections with experts in the field of child psychology and child forensic interviewing.
The benefits of working with the police are so that we can provide a more streamlined and timely response to our families. This coordinated approach is in an effort to reduce the impact on children by reducing the number of interviews.
Immediate, trauma-informed counseling is crucial to the future well-being of victims. In an effort to ensure that children and youth who come through the center are able to access immediate mental health follow-up support, we collaborate with the Branscombe Family Foundation and the Maycourt Club to deliver counseling dollars to our partner, the Family Counseling Center Niagara.
Well, counseling for the child and for the parent is so important because it helps them begin the process of understanding and coping with the trauma that was associated with child abuse or sexual or physical abuse.
As time passed, the CAC model evolved to become a unique, made-in-Niagara solution for managing the geography and the resources of the core partnerships. Collaborations became the center's focus, with efforts aimed at raising sustainable funds, promoting awareness of child abuse, and increasing the profile of the center in the region. As the lead agency, we initiated PCAN, Partners to End Child Abuse Niagara. This 11-agency partnership created a Know More, Say More, Do More online data hub of child abuse education programs available in the Niagara region.
It was more pulling it all together so that people didn't have to go to one website, search through it, and then, oh, it's not quite what I want, and then try and find another. It's all on one site.
Further public education collaborations include working with the Niagara chapter of Native Women Incorporated and Victim Services Niagara to understand trauma in general and trauma specific to Indigenous populations. The Home Builders of Niagara Association, featuring the Playhouse Build and Auction, and continuing the long-standing collaboration with the Niagara Junior Golf Association in hosting our annual Kids Golfing for Kids fundraiser. Our Amazing Race Niagara is co-hosted by the Niagara chapter of Native Women Incorporated.
I think every year this center just gets more amazing. I think every year, the group of volunteers, the core staff here, they come up with bigger and better ideas, and they're always thinking of great ideas to make it grow and engage the community. And I mean, every event just seems to get bigger and better as well. People get more passionate. The actual center's name gets more prominent. The community becomes more aware. I think this center has big things ahead for it.
In 2015, we were pleased to retire the center's mortgage with the donor support of 6 St. Catharines car dealers.
You look at a center like this, and you look at the volunteers, you look at the board of directors, you look at the staff, and all the partners that have come together. That's what compassion looks like. It's actually the living embodiment of a compassionate city, and I'm proud that it's a part of our community.
Our children's future depends upon our determination and commitment to the ideal of a society with no child abuse. So what's the future for our children? What harm prevention strategies are being implemented by your Child Advocacy Center to assist and protect vulnerable children and youth? In partnership with FACS Niagara, we're undertaking significant outreach to youth in Niagara schools through the Teen Connect program, educating and raising awareness of the situations in which abuse can occur. The center is also collaborating with the Foster Festival, a program that brings together visiting artists and young victims to help build resilience through creativity in a program called Teen Creative. In collaboration with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, a mentor program is also under development to support youth in the longer term with specially trained volunteer mentors. In recent years, the instances of internet luring, human trafficking, and sexual, physical, and psychological abuse have all increased on various social media platforms, exploiting our children and targeting vulnerable youth. The odds stacked against our most vulnerable citizens are only getting steeper, as revealed in the Statistics Canada report, which shows a 41% increase in child pornography incidents from 2015 and a 233% increase since 2006. In response, the Centre has joined the Human Trafficking Protocol in Niagara, and through our Teen Chat website link, we will offer youth-friendly online information as well as links to all agencies who serve human trafficking victims.
Human trafficking really happens at a young age most times. That age group is under 16, and so the work that the Centre does is so important to helping give voice to that age group.
As a core support, we continue to offer our Children First program, which hosts the professional teams of investigators and child protection workers who utilize the Centre as a best practice site for interviewing children and youth.
The setting itself is critical, and I think for me that's always the best part, is watching children come in who are tense, who then can relax and know that this is their place. It's not a police station, it's not a hospital, it's not a principal's office. It's their place and their place alone.
In Ontario, there are 6 CYACs currently operating and 8 CYACs in various stages of development.
This is an international model. It's in 20 countries around the world. There's 20 more countries that are looking at the model and developing it. It's been in the United States established and legislated as part of the system, justice system for children, since 1986. And they have over 1,000 CACs in the United States that are legislated, supported by government.
We are grateful to our partners, the region, various government-level funders, and the community who provide us with the capacity to explore special projects. However, the Centre has yet to receive sustainable funding from the provincial government. You can be an important part of the future sustainability of child advocacy centres in Ontario and Canada. Please consider partnering with us. You can help by contacting your government representatives and urging them to promote core funding for your regional child advocacy centre. And finally, through our planned giving program, you have the ability to leave a legacy to the centre.
I sat down with my financial planner and he went over all the options for me, and I decided what I thought I could do, and he said, well, think about it, for a little while, and I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, there's no better legacy to leave than to know that perhaps through what you have left, some young person who's been the victim of violence can be helped in a wonderful place like this. So I hope you will all consider that, and they have a wonderful brochure at the Centre, and drop in and pick one up.
Well, we love volunteers. Because we are such a small staff, our volunteers are very, very important to us. We value the ideas that they bring to the table. We have several different opportunities for volunteers, and they really are directed more to the individual. So whatever they're looking to get out of their volunteer experience, we try and give that to them.
Child abuse or violence against children, if you can play any role in getting to an end to that, a reduction in that, if you can play any role in reducing the trauma if or when it does happen, I think that's the most important thing. I think involvement at any level gets us closer to that goal.